District for teachers. And this will just be a training video on it, but it's also a presentation that you can find on my ePortfolio. And it just goes through some of the technology and online resources that are available. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So first thing is our school district has tablets. And the tablets are a class set that is shared among each team of kindergarten teachers. So the tablets can be used to download apps, and they'll enrich students' learning and allow them to take some ownership of their own learning. And then next we have Chromebooks, and the Chromebooks are available for 1st and 5th grade students. And each grade has a cart of Chromebooks that they get to share, and teachers like to use these for students to work on Google Docs, access website and research information, and we'll talk about the Google Docs and some websites that you could use in a few minutes. So the next one is Google Community. So Google Community is a place where people are able to kind of create a group on a topic, and as a teacher, you can create a community for your class, and this is where you can post discussions, papers, and have conversations. So now I'm going to show you where that's located and let you just kind of look around. So let's exit out of this. There we go. And so now if we click over here, I logged into Google for you. And if you can just click on that 9 little button right there with your mouse. Oh, the 9 little button. Yep. Okay, so right here, if you click on the Google Plus, that's where Google Community is located. And then you're going to go over here and click on Communities. Yep. And so these are a list of all the communities I'm involved in through my school setting. And over here, if you click on the plus sign, you don't need to click on that, but you'll be able to create your own community, and then you'll be able to give it a title, and then you'll be able to add members. So as a teacher, you could create a community for each one of your classes. So as like a 5th grade teacher, it works better probably for older grades, especially if you are teaching multiple like classes of English or multiple classes of math. So probably from like 5th grade on up, you could create a community for each one of your bell periods, and that way students can communicate on there. And if we click on one, you'll see that you're able to have different little files of like intros, discussions, where they can post assignments, and all those different topics. So if we go back to the presentation, the next thing we're going to be talking about is Google Docs, and Google Docs is where you and students are able to work on the same document simultaneously. So students could be working with a student sitting on the other end of the room, and they're both able to take on that same document. And as a teacher, it's great because you can access your students' work by having them share it with you. So I thought we could take a look at that. So once again, if you click on the little 9 dots, and then click on Docs. Yeah, it's thinking. There it goes. So then you would just click on the blank document. And then once you, the blank document loads, your students will be able to give it a title. And then over here where it says share, once you click on the share button, it says right now it's private to you only. So once you click on the share, it'll say share with others, and you will enter you'll have students enter the other students' email addresses that they're sharing this document with and working together, or you would have them enter your teacher address, your email address, and then they can share it with you. So then you'll be able to automatically hit done when you're done. And if you go over here to the pencil, it'll give you editing options. You'll be able to make suggestions for the students, like replacing the with is, or there's a typo here, or it would sound better if you reworded this here. And that way they're instantly able to see the feedback you're giving them. So that's Google Docs. Any questions so far?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, so then the next thing after Google Docs is going to be the Google Drive. So as a teacher, this is a great place where you can share your documents and other resources with teachers in your classroom. It allows you to share it with multiple people at once. And it's a great place for you to create folders for all the research and things that you have. So if we go back over here again, we need to go back. And if you click on that 9 dot again, and then you're going to click on the Google Drive. And once you get to the Google Drive, you'll see that there's My Drive, which is any documents that you've been working on. So over here you'll see with the 9 dots, you have documents, you have a sheet, so that's like Excel spreadsheets, you have a slide, so that's where you make like presentations, kind of like Prezis, but they're a little less, they're simpler. And it's also where your Google Plus community is. So once you click on there, you'll have access to all of those. So all your things will appear in your drive, and you have access to all your documents. And shared drives, so a shared drive is where it's shared space to collaborate. So usually here you'll see maybe you found a great research article that you want to share with a group. So you'll share it with their names. You'll click on the document, hit share, and it'll pop up here for everyone that you want to be able to see. It'll be in their drive too. And then shared with me is anything anybody has shared with you. So if a professor or somebody in your class has shared something with you, you'll see it here. You'll be able to find it by name. And if you ever need to find something quickly, you can go up to the search drive and just type in what you're looking for or the name of the person that sent it to you. So it makes for easy access to quickly find things. Oh, and all of these things I forgot to mention, everything that we've talked about so far with Google is accessed through your Google email. So you'll have some type of email that you're going to log in initially, and then it'll give you everything through that email. So you always have to be logged in with that email, usually your school email. So the next thing we're going to talk about, kind of switching gears now to some free apps that are available for managing behavior and to work with communication with parents. So this one is called ClassDojo, and this is an app that is completely free to teachers and to parents. And what you can do is you can download it on tablets, iPads, iPhones, or computers, and it allows parent-teacher communication in a way to manage behavior, just a platform where you can share your students' work. So if we go over here, I can just give you a quick thing of what ClassDojo would look like. You would just type ClassDojo into your search bar. So after you've typed in ClassDojo, it will pop up and you'll just click on it. And this is what it will come up. And then you'll just sign up as a teacher and follow the prompts that it gives you to set up your ClassDojo. And then I've also made a tutorial on my portfolio where you can find more information on how to set a ClassDojo up more specifically, if that's something you're interested in. So if we go back to our Google Slides, the next one is just a different version of ClassDojo. It's called Seesaw. So Seesaw is a little different. This is a platform where it allows that parent-teacher communication and for you to share students' work with parents, but it's not that instant messaging that ClassDojo might have. So the next one is called the West Claremont Weebly, and this is something specific to West Claremont. So West Claremont, this is where we house all our math curriculum, and teachers are able to access all these resources, and they're shared across the whole district for each grade level. Other teachers also have put resources in our math coach of online apps they felt helpful, teaching models and activities that you could use when you are teaching math. This is password protected, so it's only for West Claremont teachers, but this is a resource in our school district that we have. The next one is Study Island. Study Island is actually a paid program that our school pays for that a lot of teachers don't know that we have. And each student has a Study Island account that goes with them from kindergarten to 5th grade. And this website, when students log in, allows them to work on math skills that are focusing on the standards that their teacher is wanting. And after they work on some problems, they can do it as a class, as a small group. individually by themselves. It'll give them a score of how they did for 10 problems, and a teacher can see if they are passing. A lot of our older grade level teachers will use this as a way to see if students have mastered a standard. They might use it as a little quick post-assessment. So that's nice. The next one is our Collaborative Classroom Learning Hub, and the Collaborative Classroom is what we use for our literacy. It's our curriculum outline. But this is also the Learning Hub, and you can go there to log in to get different activities. And teachers have also uploaded some other things that they like to use along with Collaborative Classroom to give you some other ideas on what you can do in your classroom. The next one is Raz Kids. So this resource is paid for by our school as well. A lot of school districts don't have access to this, so it's really nice that our school district provides it. What it does is allow students to get access to online reading sources that expand their reading and comprehension. So not every teacher will have an access code. It's more so our literacy coaches and some of our teachers that focus solely only on literacy. They have password and access, but they're more than willing to print off anything on this website, give you some tips if you have some really high-level learners in your class and you need to challenge them, or you need some work for some kids who might be struggling, and you need some lower-level things for them to be able to read than where your class is at the moment. So this is a great resource for that, kind of individualizes and differentiates learning assignments for students. The next one is Homework. So once again, this can be a free program, but it's only like for a 30-day trial or for certain sections of it. So our school pays entirely for us to have this whole program. And it's great because students can access this in the classroom, and then if you want to give passwords out, they can access it then in their home. These are great learning apps. The younger grades, it helps them identify letters and sounds. They can read simple words, and it even will work on sight words with students, and you can enter some of your own sight words that you like. And this app is more so focused though for our grades K through 2. And then another great program that you can use is Kahoot. This is a free program that you would just go to Google and type in Kahoot. You would create an account, and what it does is it creates multiple choice quizzes. You enter the information to review units of study with students. You can use this as a post assessment, or just as a review for a upcoming test. And each student would participate on the Chromebooks that we talked about that the older grades have. This is probably more so for grades 2 or 3 and then up. High school teachers love to use this. It's a little bit harder for the kindergarten and first grade since they're having to read the questions themselves. Some of them are still working on those reading skills. And so then what you would do is you would put the access code up on your smart board, and all your students would type it into their Chromebook, or in the older grades they'll let the kids use their iPhones. And then a question will come up on the board and they answer it on their phone, and then it will rate how many students said which answer. And it lets the kid then know if they got the answer correct, incorrect, then you can discuss it as a class based on what the correct answer should have been. So, and kids love it because it's a way in the game format they don't understand or know that they're really reviewing and learning. So the next one is BrainPop Junior. So our school has an access login to this site, and it allows you to show videos that align with content standards. So all you would do is go to BrainPop Junior, enter the access log information, which you can get from our main office. And these videos are more geared for kindergarten through 3rd grade, but then there's also, it's just called BrainPop instead of BrainPop Junior, and that would be for the older grade levels, and that would allow them to access the same things. And you can either watch these as class, or maybe you are doing a specific study on butterflies, and one of your stations is watching the BrainPop Junior video on butterflies and then showing what they know, writing a paragraph about it, anything that you want to do. It's great because it offers like real life videos for kids. It puts, it still will use like the vocabulary that you want students to learn, but it puts it in a way that they can understand and are able to focus on. And so the next one, our last one, is just some apps kind of for a tablet that you could use, or websites that you could go to. So some of the great ones that I highlighted, there are obviously tons, but I just highlighted some of the main ones, are Starfall. So this can be an app on your tablet or a website that students will go to on their Chromebook. And this is where students can review their letters, their sounds, and they practice learning how to read. So the recommended age is kind of like pre-K through 3. And then our next one is Moose Math. And Moose Math reviews your basic skills for math numbers. It does like simple addition with them. It practices recognizing numbers, and this is more geared for our K through 1 area. My next one is ABC Ya, and this is kind of like some word work activity, so it could work on blending, segmenting sounds, putting short, simple sentences together, changing out different vowels to make